Hello and good afternoon. Uh, I'm in Delhi right now these days, and I'm taking a break from work because in November I had to do almost 5 workshops. I did one in Guwahati where I was conducting the diploma in transformational and holistic psychotherapy. Then I had to go to Bombay to do a 3-day basic inner child healing and systemic family therapy certificate course. The advanced portion of that workshop is waiting somewhere in March or April. We are coming up with another basic course in February. Then I had to come back to Delhi and do a series of beautiful, beautiful constellations on how to uh, become aware of the blocks in your relationships, not necessarily romantic, but the title of the workshop was How to Love Better, as in how to bring harmony in your relationships, how to understand that the blocks that you come across in your relationship, be it with your boss or be it with your parents or be it with your husband or wife, are not from the present time. They could be from some time before. They could come from your ancestors. Sometimes there are certain relationship patterns and traumas in the ancestry that remain unresolved, which later show up in our lives. And then after finishing that workshop, I immediately had to do an online video course on again inner child healing. And which I will update you later. It's coming up, and I'm holding on to it, and I'm very excited that we are finally able to create an online course on inner child healing. And then I have to go to Doha to do this wonderful workshop called Psychogenomics of Disease, understanding the truth behind your illnesses, what truly are illnesses. And it was a 2-day course, but mind you, even if it was a 2-day course, there were so many information, skills, techniques, and ways packed in those 2 days. It was hardly it was thriving, and everyone participated in the demo, and everyone came forward to understand different kind of physical and mental and emotional ailments, mostly physical ailments, because I know that there are a lot of workshops and a lot of programs in understanding anxiety, depression, in understanding emotional responses and difficulties. We also have workshops on working with mental disabilities, learning disorders, understanding depression. All of that is there, but we hardly have anything. We hardly have ways and techniques by which we can work with physical ailments. I'm sure all of you have read and come across previous proponents of physical illness being influenced by emotional roots. And these proponents were like Louise Hay and then Deepak Chopra, and all of that are there. But at the same point of time, now we are in need of newer methods to work with organ. For example, there is a process called organ regeneration, where we work not only with the organ, but we work with the genomics of the organ. We work with the DNA of that organ, and because you know we go through a lot of experiences, events, and traumas in our life. Now, the memory of these experiences, events, and traumas in our life, where are they stored? They're actually stored in our organ. And now that someone was asking me that, oh well, if it is stored in our organs, then the cells in the organ keep on changing. In 7 years of time, we do not have the same cells, because cells keep replicating. They keep cells keep dying, and new cells keep emerging. They're reappearing and regenerate. What happens to the memory then? And I said to this person that, see, every organ has specific kind of cells, and inside those cells are the DNA, is the genome, is the gene, which stores all of this information. And when we are working at the level of the organ, we actually have to work with it at the level of the DNA. You have to uh, allow those damaged DNA to heal. You have to allow a new blueprint, a new formation, a new original authentic structure of the whole genome, structure of the whole DNA to come and settle down and replenish itself in the organ. And that's what we call organ regeneration. We can do by the mere process of thinking, meditation, visualization, and creative understanding through artwork. And that's what we call as organ regeneration, which I teach in Psychogenomics of Disease. In fact, the first day of Psychogenomics of Disease is packed with information about different diseases, be it thyroid, be it Hashimoto's disease, be it chronic kidney disease, be it diabetes, be it gallbladder stone cholecystitis, be it urinary bladder infection, be it gastritis, be it acidity, be it cancer. From the simplest disease, from the most basic of issues like a headache, like fever, like migraine, we go into complex diseases like leukemia, lymphocytopenia, Parkinson's disease, and in every disease, every single disease, I try to cover what are the different emotional, biological, societal, environmental, ancestral, epigenetic, and genomic issues and linkages that lead to the formation of this disease. An example could be Alzheimer's disease. In Alzheimer's disease, there is accumulation of protein plaques in your brain, and the ability to retain memory, analyze and rationalize and recognize is lost, because there is accumulation of protein plaques. However, sometimes I look at the fact that, okay, this person is unable to remember certain facts from their life. There is either selective memory loss or there is complete memory loss. But I would want to understand what is so vital about the experiences of this person. What kind of traumas has this person come across that this person does not want to remember? There is clearly a very, very strong part in them that does not want to remember, and hence the body is reacting in the manner where they don't want to remember. That day I was doing a demo. I'm of course not going to name the person, but that day I was doing a demo in an orientation program of a woman who said that she had a hearing loss from September onwards, and then she could not regain back her hearing loss, and the impairment did not improve even though she went to doctors, and then she went to ENT specialist. And then she was saying that I keep feeling as if there is a lot of heaviness and a lot of like movement here happening, and there is tinnitus, as well as I'm not able to hear. And I asked that, what is this movement all about? Just close your eyes for a moment and just focus on this movement. What is this movement all about? What is this coming into your ear? And then she suddenly starts melting and breaking down and saying that when my mother passed away, she had so much of expectations out of me that she and I had to do everything, and then I was tired. I didn't want to listen to her, and she was crying and wailing, and the fear or the phobia of that crying and wailing, I just did not want to hear it. I just didn't want to listen, and I wanted to block it, and that's the energy that got trapped. And then I made her do an exercise where I made her tell her mother that, mother, I love you and I respect you, and I understand you had great expectations out of me. But even today, I carry the weight and the burden of that expectations right in my ear, and I cannot carry it. I understand you went away. I love you, but I'm giving it back to you. This is not mine to begin with. And then in that conversation that happened between this woman and the energy of her mother's wailing, when I brought it over, right in front of her in the focus, and she had a one-to-one conversation with that energy, that's when things started melting, and then she started feeling a lot of relief in her ears. So there could be a lot of factors influencing our physical health. It could be emotional, it could be parental, it could be environmental, it could be epigenetic, it could be spiritual in nature, and we need to understand that physical disease, the body is simply a reflection of our internal environment, and the body is trying to tell you something. Until you understand it, until you hear it, listen to it, and become aware of it, the body will keep trying to communicate to you in the form of disease. Disease is what dis-ease. When the body is not at ease, there is something that has happened in your life that you are not at ease with, and that you have shoved away, kept away, brushed away, and your body is simply trying to communicate to you that, hey dude, there is something here, address it, pay attention to it. Even the word pain, pay attention in word noun, PAIN, is also about paying attention. So in this workshop, we try to make you see reason, make you see logic in the fact that every physical disease that you have is a manifestation of your own internal environment, which is composed of a lot of things, from your emotions to your thoughts to beliefs to your convictions to your ideas, notions about the world, your judgments, opinions, all of those things. And you need to find out techniques, ways, methodologies, and skills in order to work with these different diseases. So all of you, any of you, your friends and your loved ones, your parents who are going through different kinds of physical ailments, you are most welcome to this workshop. And this workshop now is happening. Listen to this very carefully. This workshop is happening in February, on the 22nd and 23rd, which is a Saturday Sunday, and I invite you to this workshop. Details of the dates of the workshop. It is happening in February in the last week. As of now, the dates are 22nd, 23rd, but the details of the workshop will be put up in the group. So you look out for the group information that will be put up, and I look forward to seeing all of you in this workshop. All details of the workshop, including date, time, venue. I'm telling you, it's going to be in Delhi. It's going to be in GK1. I conduct most of my workshops in GK1 at Karmic Connection, this beautiful place owned by Alka Rajvansh, and it'll happen there in the end week of Feb, and all details will be put up in the group, and it's called Psychogenomics of Disease, knowing the truth about your illnesses and understanding the roots of your illnesses. And I welcome you to come to this workshop and work with me and work with the different ailments that you are going through or your loved ones are going through. Thank you so much. See you soon.